Hello students, uh, we are in our next point in the same chapter, sectors of the Indian economy, and this is the topic here, which is the new one, share of sectors in GDP, and another one is share of sectors in employment. So students, we have previously studied in on page number 25. In that page we have studied that why the tertiary sector was rising apart from other two sectors, that is primary and secondary sectors, and in that case we have already seen 4 different reasons why the tertiary sector was rising. Clear? Apart from this, when we move on to the another topic here, and let us study that what was the percentage share of each sector in the GDP. What was the percentage share of each sector in the GDP? Okay, and we are having 2 different years. As you can see in the graph, we are having 2 graphs here. The first graph, this one, is showing for share of sectors in GDP. These are the different sectors which are showing their share in the GDP. Okay, now how can you calculate the share in the GDP? This also I want to tell. Okay, you must know that how can you calculate the share in the GDP of every different sector. So for this, what we'll do is, let me write down here that if 3 sectors are there, primary, plus secondary, and tertiary. So if you see here that say for example, in the primary sector, the percentage share, or we can say first of all, the total money value of goods and services which are produced in primary, secondary and tertiary sectors, I have written down that in primary sector rupees 500 money value of goods are produced, and in secondary sector 700 rupees goods are produced, in tertiary sector 300 rupees goods are produced. Okay, so if you add up all these values, money values, we get the GDP. So here the GDP is 500 and 700 and 300, 1500 rupees. Okay, so total amount of all the goods and services produced in these three sectors is 1500 rupees. So GDP is 1500 rupees. How can you calculate that? How much percentage share? If I am going to say here, GDP is equal to 1500, right? GDP is rupees 1500, right? And according to this, if we want to find out the share of primary sector in the GDP, very easy to find it out. You have to just calculate the percentage. How can you calculate the percentage? Let's write it down here. 500 upon 1500 into 100. From this formula, you can calculate the percentage share. How can you calculate? This is total money value of goods in the primary sector is rupees 500, and the total GDP is rupees 1500. So 500 upon 1500 into 100, and you will get the answer as, we will cancel this also. This will be total 3 5s, or you can say 3 5 3s and 5 1s, and 100 upon 3 is the left out ratio that we are getting here, 100 upon 3. That means if we divide it and get the answer, then we will get near about 33.3%. 33.3% share is there of primary sector. Understood how to calculate the percentage share, right? So we can calculate the percentage share from this type of formula. You all may be knowing about how to calculate percentage. same is given here, that the percentage share of each sector in the GDP. So according to this graph, we will see here that in 1973 to 1974, the primary sector share, you can see here, in the GDP was near about 40%, like this. And apart from this, in the secondary sector share in the GDP was lesser. Okay, that was less number of goods were produced in the secondary sector, because secondary sector was not very much developed in the year 73 to 74. And on the other hand, if you see, the tertiary sector was having a good share. Okay, it was near about 10, 20, 30, 40, near about 42 to 45% share was of tertiary sector in 1973 to 74. So here you can see that three different sectors share in 1973 to 74, but we will check out that in 2013 to 2014 what happened, that in the 13 to 14 year, the primary sector share went down. It declined in a huge manner. You can see there that not a very good proportion of share was coming to the GDP, or maybe saying in other words, the goods which were produced in the primary sector were not in a huge quantity. Okay, the production was down, and because of that only the share also is less in 2013 to 2014 according to our survey. And the secondary sector was near about some increase was also seen in the secondary sector goods produced in the secondary sector. Secondary sector was growing. But if you see the tertiary sector in 2000 to 2014, the tertiary sector has increased drastically. That is, the production of services has increased in a drastic manner, and you can see that a very good percentage share in the GDP was coming from the tertiary sector here. Okay, and you can calculate, if you will see, this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, near about more than 60% of the share was coming into GDP from tertiary sector. So this is showing us that in the year 2013 to 2014, a good amount of services were produced in the tertiary sector. Clear? So apart from this, this was the condition of the different sectors share in the GDP in 2 different years. But if you see, this was a gap, maybe say after 40 years, that is 1973 to 74 and to 2013 to 14, near about 40 years after this change was seen. But let's talk about the employment share also. Okay, what was the share of sectors in employment? How many number of people were employed in different 3 sectors in 1972 to 73 and in 2011 to 2012? Here if you can see that highest population, more than 50% of population was engaged in primary sector, and you can say more than 70% of population was employed in primary sector, because our country was an agrarian economy and still it is. So here the percentage share of population or highest population was engaged in primary sector in 1973 to 74. How much? 74%. 74% of the population, total population of India. And if you see, very less number of population of India was engaged in the secondary sector, that is 11% only. And apart from this, the tertiary sector, about 15% of the population was engaged in the tertiary sector. But what you have seen, let's study here. If you have seen in 2013, means in the previous graph, in this, we have seen that the tertiary sector production of services were increasing continuously. Then how come you see here, if you see in 1973 to 74, 72 to 73, these two bars, okay, component bars, then we see here that tertiary sector was having more number of services, but the population who were employed in this tertiary sector was very less. Similarly, if you see the percentage share in GDP of primary sector was less, but still a very high population was employed in the primary sector, right? Apart from this, if you will see in the new time period, okay, new modern era, then you will see that again you will see here that a very good high rise was there to be seen in the tertiary sector, but the percentage of people who were employed in the tertiary sector were very less, 27%. And on the other hand, same in the secondary sector production was increasing, but the population who were employed were only 24%. And apart from this, in the primary sector you will see only 1/4 of the production in the total GDP was to be experienced in the प्राइमरी सेक्टर. बहुत लेस प्रोडक्शन हो रहा था, लेकिन देखिए पॉपुलेशन में कोई ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं आया. 2011 to 12, 49% still people were employed in the primary sector. So what was the actually reason behind this? What was the reason behind this? That still more number of people were employed in our this primary sector. If you see the reason here, page number 25, I'll read it for you. It is written here that in graph 2 presents percentage share of the three sectors in GDP. Now you can directly see the changing importance of the sectors over 40 years. Why didn't similar shift out of primary sector happen in case of employment? It is because not enough jobs were created in the secondary and tertiary sectors. Very simple reason is given to you here, that in the primary sector, why, when the production was not very high, then how come that very high population was engaged in the primary sector? Reason was that lesser jobs were there in secondary and tertiary sector. Production was high of the services also and the secondary goods also, but the employment was less people were employed and high production was done. This you can say as it was a type of new technological advancement. ये इसकी वजह से भी था, ठीक है. As you come to the another page 26, here you can see that it is written here, even though industrial output or the production of goods went up by more than 9 times, देखते जाइएगा, the industrial output production went up by more than 9 times. Industrial production बढ़ गया यहाँ पे, ठीक है, 9 times. And during this period, employment in the industry went up by around 3 times. Can you see this? Production तो बढ़ गया 9 times, लेकिन इसमें जो employment है secondary sector में, industrial sector जिसको बोलते हैं, उसमें सिर्फ 3 times employment बढ़ा. Can you see the big type of confusion here? I want to tell you here what is the confusion. I will remove your confusion. This is the technological advancement. The worker or labor is less required, but the production is at a high level. This is the reason. And on the other hand, the same applies to the tertiary sector. ये tertiary sector में भी ऐसे ही है same. A very high percentage of services or percentage share of tertiary sector was there in the GDP 2013 to 14. But if you see here, the percentage of population who were employed in the tertiary sector were only 27%, which is not very high. It is written here, while production in the service sector rose by 14 times. इसमें 14 times production rise हो गया tertiary sector में, but the employment in the service sector rose around only 5 times. Can you say this? प्रोडक्शन बहुत हाई होता जा रहा है सर्विस सेक्टर में भी, लेकिन इसके हिसाब से, इसकी तुलना में एम्प्लॉयमेंट वाज नॉट गेटिंग अ गुड राइज, राइट. एंड यू कैन सी द रीजन, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ओनली more number of people were left out in the primary sector. They have to get engaged only in the agricultural sector because they were not getting employment in the other two sectors, that is secondary and tertiary sectors, right. Let's read it out. Another paragraph I am going to read for you. It is written, as a result, more than half of the workers in the country are working in the primary sector, mainly in the agriculture. In contrast to this, the secondary and tertiary sectors produce 4/5 of the produce, whereas they employ less than half of the people. Can you see this? Our tertiary and secondary sector production is near about 4/5. Okay, 4/5 means near about 80% of the total production was coming from the secondary and tertiary sector, but they employ lesser than 50% of people. Can you see this? They employ less than 50% of the people. And this is why in the primary sector, large population we can see engaged in the agricultural sector. Does this mean that the workers in agriculture are not producing as much as they could? Does this mean agricultural sector workers are not producing as much as they could? Question है, क्या ये जो एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में परसेंटेज पीपल एम्प्लॉयड है, ज्यादा हाई प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ पीपल एम्प्लॉयड है, क्या ये प्रोडक्शन इतना नहीं कर पा रहे हैं? हाई पॉपुलेशन तो प्रोडक्शन भी हाई होना चाहिए ना, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं, ठीक है ना, रिसोर्सेज आर लिमिटेड, ठीक है। हमने देखा था डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज में क्या होता है, प्राइमरी सेक्टर से सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में शिफ्ट हो जाती है, सेकेंडरी सेक्टर से फिर बाद में वो टर्शरी सेक्टर में शिफ्ट हो जाती है, उनका जो फोकस होता है वो टर्शरी सेक्टर में सबसे ज्यादा हाई हो जाता है। डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज की बात है जो हमने पीछे पढ़ा था प्रीवियस वीडियो में, ठीक है। लेकिन यहाँ पर ऐसा कुछ नहीं हो रहा है। डोंट थिंक दैट हाई पॉपुलेशन होने की वजह से प्राइमरी सेक्टर का प्रोडक्शन भी हाई हो जाएगा, नो, इट इज नॉट सो। इसके पीछे रीजन क्या है, देखिए वहां पर लिखा है, व्हाट इट मींस इज दैट देयर आर मोर पीपल इन एग्रीकल्चर देन इन नेसेसरी, सो इवन इफ यू मूव इन अ फ्यू पीपल आउट, प्रोडक्शन विल नॉट बी अफेक्टेड। अगर हम प्राइमरी सेक्टर से ये जो आपका 1/4 ओनली परसेंटेज शेयर आ रहा है जीडीपी में, ओनली 1/4 25% जीडीपी में शेयर आ रहा है प्राइमरी सेक्टर से, तो क्या अगर हम इनमें से जो 49% ऑफ द पीपल हु आर एम्प्लॉयड इन द प्राइमरी सेक्टर, अगर अभी तो 50% से भी ऊपर हैं इन द प्राइमरी सेक्टर, तो इतने लोगों में से कुछ लोगों को अगर हम आउट कर दें प्राइमरी सेक्टर से, क्या प्रोडक्शन विल बी अफेक्टेड? Then the answer is no, the production will not be affected. Okay, even if we move out most of the people from the primary sector. And in other words, worker in the agricultural sector are actually underemployed. यहाँ पे जो workers हैं agriculture sector में क्या हैं? Underemployed है। और underemployed का मतलब होता है they are not working up to their full potential. वो अपने full potential पे work नहीं कर रहे हैं, ठीक है ना? This is what is the reason behind it. अगर इसी में फॉर इंस्टेंस टेक द केस ऑफ अ स्मॉल फार्मर, अभी देखिए हम एक फार्मर का एग्जांपल ले रहे हैं यहाँ पे। द नेम ऑफ दिस फार्मर इज लक्ष्मी, शी इज हैविंग नियर अबाउट 5 मेंबर्स इन हर फैमिली, एंड दिस लक्ष्मी इज अ स्मॉल फार्मर, वी कैन से शी यूज्ड टू डिपेंड ऑन रेनफॉल फॉर irrigating her field. That means she is dependent on subsistence type of agriculture. ये old methods of farming use कर रही है, ठीक है। तो इसके जितने भी members हैं family के, they are all engaged in on the agricultural field that she is having, and all 5 members of her family are working in the plot throughout the year. पूरे साल वो अपने plot पर work करते रहते हैं, ठीक है। They have nowhere else to go for work. You will see that everyone is working, none remains idle. सब वर्क कर रहे हैं, कोई इनमें से आइडल नहीं रहता है। 5 के 5 मेंबर्स, लक्ष्मी के जो फैमिली मेंबर्स। तो अभी आपके सामने एक क्वेश्चन ये है, क्या ये इनमें से अगर 5 मेंबर्स में से अगर हम 2 मेंबर्स को हटा दें तो क्या लक्ष्मी के प्रोडक्शन पर इफेक्ट पड़ेगा? तो आंसर इज नो, नो इफेक्ट विल बी देयर, क्योंकि लक्ष्मी का जो फार्म है, मे बी इट नीड्स ओनली 3 मेंबर्स, ओके, who can work up to their full potential and can grow maximum food crop. लेकिन अभी ये जो 2 एक्स्ट्रा वर्क कर रहे हैं, इससे जो 3 मेंबर्स का वर्क है 5 मेंबर्स में डिवाइड हो गया, 5 मेंबर्स में, जिसकी वजह से वो फुल पोटेंशियल में, इन 5 में से कोई भी फुल पोटेंशियल में वर्क नहीं कर रहा है। इसी को हम बोलते हैं अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट, राइट? दिस इज अंडरस्टूड बाय यू व्हाट इज अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट, एंड दिस अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट इन अदर वर्ड्स इसकी डेफिनेशन क्या होती है? इट इज अ हिडन एम्प्लॉयमेंट टू समवन हु डज नॉट हैव अ जॉब। तो ये अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्या है? इट इज अ टाइप ऑफ हिडन एम्प्लॉयमेंट। दोज हु आर नॉट हैविंग जॉब, वो वहां पर रिक्वायरमेंट लेके नहीं है, फिर भी वो वर्क कर रहे हैं वहां पे, ठीक है, and is clearly visible as and is clearly visible as unemployed. हम उस पर्सन को क्या बोलेंगे? अनएम्प्लॉयड. तो इसी तरीके के अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट सिचुएशन को हम क्या बोलते हैं? डिसगाइज्ड अनएम्प्लॉयड. Disguised unemployed, right? Where 3 members are required on the farm of Lakshmi, but 5 are working. Okay, so 2 of them out of the 5 members are disguised unemployed. Clear? So this is clear to you very much. One more example is given in the same page. This is page number 26. Right side, first paragraph, second paragraph. If you'll see there. If suppose there is a landlord whose name is Sukhram, ठीक है, ये सुखराम जो है वो उसने अपने फार्म के ऊपर जो है उसका जो एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड है उसने क्या करा, ही एम्प्लॉयड लक्ष्मीज 2 फैमिली मेंबर्स. उसने लक्ष्मी के 2 फैमिली मेंबर्स अपने प्लॉट पर वर्क करने के लिए एम्प्लॉय करवा लिए. तो इससे क्या हुआ? नाउ द लक्ष्मीज अर्निंग विल बी राइजिंग. इससे क्या हुआ? 3 मेंबर्स हु वर वर्किंग ऑन लक्ष्मीज फार्म, जितनी रिक्वायरमेंट थी उतनी रहेगी. ठीक है, डिसगाइज्ड अनएम्प्लॉयड कोई नहीं रहेगा लक्ष्मी के फार्म पे. बट ऑन द अदर हैंड द 2 मेंबर्स हु वर डिसगाइज्ड अनएम्प्लॉयड आर नाउ वर्किंग ऑन सुखराम्स फील्ड, और उनको अब एक्स्ट्रा इनकम मिलेगी, जिससे कि क्या हो जाएगा? लक्ष्मीज फैमिली इनकम विल इंक्रीज. ओके, सो once again the earnings of family would increase and they would continue to produce as much from their land. Clear? So there are lakhs of farmers like this only, like Lakshmi's family. There are lakhs of farmers in our country India, okay, who are not having any work to do. उनके पास job नहीं है, but they are employed as disguised, in a disguised way. Okay, they are unemployed but they are working on the agricultural field and they are disguised unemployed. And you can see here the incomes of the people who take up the other work would increase the total family income. So ये जो आपके disguised unemployed people हैं, अगर वो किसी और job को take up कर लेते हैं तो इससे उनकी family की income increase हो सकती है. But there are lakhs of farmers like this in India. Okay. Similarly, if you say the underemployment can also happen in other sectors. अभी तो हमने पढ़ा प्राइमरी सेक्टर में कैसे underemployment होता है, disguised unemployment होता है. लेकिन अगर आप देखें other 2 sectors, secondary and tertiary sectors में भी this type of unemployment situation exists, where full potential पे work नहीं होता है. ठीक है, किस तरीके से नहीं होता? For example, there are thousands of casual workers. बहुत सारे casual workers हैं जो full time work नहीं करते हैं. ठीक है, in urban areas who search for daily employment. ऐसे कुछ हैं जो रोज के एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए सर्च करते रहते हैं. ठीक है, दे आर एम्प्लॉयड एज, जैसे कि पेंटर्स हो गए, प्लम्बर्स हो गए, रिपेयर पर्सन्स आर देयर, सम टाइप ऑफ ऑड जॉब पीपल आर देयर. मतलब ये सारे वर्कर्स जो हैं ये एक तरीके से फुल्ली पोटेंशियल पे, फुल पोटेंशियल या फुल्ली एम्प्लॉयड नहीं है. ठीक है, तो इस तरीके की अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट सिचुएशन वी कैन सी इन द सेकेंडरी एंड tertiary sector as well. Similarly, we see other people of the service sector on the street pushing a cart, selling something where they may spend the whole day but earn very little. तो ऐसे ही हमारे पास बहुत सारे ऐसे पुश कार्ट वेंडर्स हैं जो कुछ सामान लेकर के बेचते हैं ऑन द रोड साइड. उनकी इनकम कुछ नहीं है लेकिन वो पूरा दिन उसी में निकाल देते हैं. तो ये भी एक तरीके से अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की ही सिचुएशन है. दे आर नॉट फुल्ली एम्प्लॉयड, राइट? सो this was all for this topic of the sectors of share in GDP as percentage. Okay, and same we have seen that how much number of people are employed in the 3 different sectors. Okay, and we have studied that how the problem is there continuing in India of underemployment or maybe disguised unemployment. Okay, so students, on page number 27 we'll see here the new another topic which is written there, that how to create more employment. Okay, how to create more employment means that just now only we have seen that how people are having lesser employment in the secondary sector and tertiary sector, and that is why the more number of people are employed in the primary sector. And because of this, what happens is, what happens is, uh, we are having this problem that more number of people are unemployed in the primary sector. So same problem we are going to discuss here also. How employment could be more created? How can employment be more and more created? Here one word, if you see here, create. It is not written here how to give more employment, right? Because already employment is very less in our country like India, because population is high, employment is less, job opportunities are less, and that is why here it is written create more employment. Create means here, if efforts can be made, then more employment can be created. How can we create more employment? So for this only we are going to see one example. Say for example, one small farmer Lakshmi is there. She is having 2 hectare plot of unirrigated land. She is having a small plot of land of 2 hectares, but her land is actually unirrigated. That means she is not having any source to irrigate her land. Okay, not either pump set or any other source of water, so that she could be irrigating her land. And because of this unirrigated land, she is able to only produce one crop in a year, right? So how can employment be created? We are going to see in this example of Lakshmi's plot only. If we say that the government makes efforts and provide or construct any type of new well for Lakshmi, so that she could be able to irrigate her land, okay? Or government can also say for example make efforts to provide some type of nearby water source and connect it to Lakshmi's land. Then also her land would be converting into irrigated land. But if government is going to make effort, then only it could be happening. So what happens is, if government is going to make this effort and Lakshmi's unirrigated land will be provided with water, then what will happen? Now instead of one crop in a season, she will be able to produce 2 crops in a particular year. एक ही ईयर में वो 2 क्रॉप्स को ग्रो कर सकती है. अभी जब ये 2 क्रॉप्स को ग्रो कर रही है, then she needs more workers also, isn't it? Then automatically 2 more workers she can employ now on her own land. Okay, it is written here. So let us suppose that 1 hectare of land of wheat can provide employment to 2 people for 50 days. Okay, so 2 people could be employed for 50 days on 1 hectare of land. And what type of work they would be doing in this, like irrigating the land or harvesting time, whatever type of work they are doing, watering the field, or just mixing fertilizer in the soil, all these type of things. All these works can be done on 1 hectare by 2 people for 50 days. So 2 more members of the family can be employed in her own field. Now 2 more members of her own family can be employed, because now because 1 hectare of land in 1 year was able to employ 2 people. Okay, but now if the availability of water would be provided to Lakshmi's land due to government's effort, then what will happen? Now 2 more members would be required for another 1 more acre of land. So this is how employment could be created. Now suppose a new dam is constructed. Now if, say for example, in nearby only Lakshmi's land area or village, a new dam is going to be created. If this new dam will be constructed, then what will happen? And canals will be dug also. When the dam is going to be constructed, then canal will be also made. And because of this, what will happen? This could help not only Lakshmi but also nearby farmers who are also having the problem of this unirrigated land. Okay, because in that region water availability is lacking, problem is there. But because of this government's effort, this problem can be solved. So how employment is created, you can see here. Okay, now suppose Lakshmi and her other farmers produce much more than before, they would also need to sell some of this. अभी देखिए, अगर ये डैम बनने से जो हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने उसको कंस्ट्रक्ट करवाया है, इससे क्या हो रहा है कि now the farmers in this village area where Lakshmi is living, the farmers are getting more quantity of water to irrigate their fields. इससे क्या होगा, उनके जो फार्म प्रोडक्शन है वो इंक्रीज हो रहा है. Because of the increase in the farm production, what will happen? Now ज्यादा प्रोडक्शन होगा तो they will be selling their produce in the market also. तो इसके लिए उनको क्या जरूरत पड़ेगी? इसके लिए उनको जरूरत पड़ेगी some transportation facilities की. Okay? तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन फैसिलिटीज की जब जरूरत पड़ेगी तो ऑटोमेटिकली नाउ यू कैन सी हियर जॉब्स आर मोर क्रिएटेड. अब और ट्रांसपोर्टर्स में जो व्हीकल ड्राइव करने के लिए लोग चाहिए होंगे वो एम्प्लॉयड हो जाएंगे बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ओनली इंक्रीज इन प्रोडक्शन की वजह से. ठीक है, दिस इज हाउ इनडायरेक्टली एम्प्लॉयमेंट इज क्रिएटेड. And apart from this, if the government invests some money in transportation and storage of crops also, if storage or warehouses also will be constructed by the government, then what will happen? More crops could be now stored. ये जो हमारे ये फार्मर्स के जो प्रोड्यूस होती है वो स्पॉइल क्यों जाती है? बिकॉज देयर इज अ लैक ऑफ स्टोरेजेस. तो अभी स्टोरेजेस अगर आ जाएंगे देन दिस प्रॉब्लम विल बी रिमूव्ड ऑफ द फार्मर्स, और उनके पास ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस रहेगा और वो ज्यादा सेल करेंगे मार्केट में, राइट? एंड जब स्टोरेजेस आ जाएंगे तो और भी ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ जाएगा ऑटोमेटिकली बिकॉज द वर्कर्स विल बी रिक्वायर्ड इन द स्टोरेजेस ऑल्सो. And apart from this, this activity can provide productive employment to not just farmers but also others such as those in service like transportation or trade. So traders will now also enter into this type of buying and selling market of the primary goods, primary sector goods. So how you can see here, you can see that how automatically, indirectly employment is created more and more. Clear? Lakshmi's need is not confined to water alone to cultivate the land. देखिए अभी लक्ष्मी को सिर्फ वाटर थोड़ा ना चाहिए. To cultivate the land, she also needs fertilizer. उसको fertilizer की भी जरूरत है. ठीक है, उसको पंप सेट की भी जरूरत है एग्रीकल्चरल इक्विपमेंट्स में. Being a poor farmer, she cannot afford many of these, so she would. अभी देखिए, अभी उसको सीड्स की भी जरूरत है, उसको पेस्टिसाइड्स, उसको फर्टिलाइजर, उसको इंसेक्टिसाइड्स, इन सब की भी जरूरत है टू कल्टिवेट हर लैंड. तो इसके लिए व्हाट लक्ष्मी कैन डू, इसको खरीदने के लिए उसको मनी चाहिए. तो अनदर न्यू टाइप ऑफ सर्विस विल बी क्रिएटेड हियर. इसमें और एम्प्लॉयमेंट जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज आ जाएंगी. कैसे? क्रेडिट फैसिलिटीज. इफ वेरी चीप क्रेडिट फैसिलिटीज विल बी मेड अवेलेबल टू लक्ष्मी, देन व्हाट विल हैपन? इसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? क्रेडिट फैसिलिटीज के लिए मोर नंबर ऑफ दीज रूरल बैंक्स विल बी coming up in these areas, in the village areas and all. Okay, so इससे क्या होगा? Employment opportunities will increase. This is how automatically employment is going to be created. Another way by which we can tackle this problem is to identify, promote and locate industries and services in the semi-rural areas. अभी दूसरा way क्या है यहाँ पर? ये semi-rural areas जो हैं जहाँ पर ऐसी unemployment situation है, तो वहाँ पर क्या हो सकता है? Now in the semi-rural areas, more number of industries could be developed. अगर यहाँ पे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा industries को locate करना शुरू कर दिया गया, then also more employment could be created. Are you understanding this? And more number of people would be getting jobs. For instance, suppose example के लिए check से मान लीजिए इसी region में जहाँ पे मान लीजिए some type of rice mills और दाल mills will be constructed, तो और employment बढ़ जाएगा. You can see here. Jobs are created. Opening a cold storage could give an opportunity for farmers to store their potatoes and onions. अभी storages हम पहले कर चुके हैं. When storages will be opened up, constructed, then automatically farmers would be having more opportunity to sell their onion or potatoes at off-season price. Okay, and they will be getting more profit from there, or they would be getting more incentives. So it is possible to set up industries, the process vegetables and इसी के साथ साथ अगर यही आपकी एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड्स के ही नियर बाय एरियाज में एग्रो बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीज को कंस्ट्रक्ट कर दिया जाए जो वेजिटेबल को प्रोसेस करती हैं, चाहे वो लाइक सॉस जो बनाने वाली हमारी ऐसी पर्टिकुलर इंडस्ट्रीज हैं एग्रो बेस्ड हैं. तो ऐसे तरीके की इंडस्ट्रीज यहाँ को इस एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड के आसपास कंस्ट्रक्ट करा दी जा सकती है जिससे कि मोर एम्प्लॉयमेंट विल बी क्रिएटेड. So one more thing, if you'll see here, that उसमें आपका जैम भी आता है जिसमें फ्रूट्स को लेकर के और उसका जैम बनाया जा सकता है. तो these type of companies can be constructed nearby the agricultural land areas. You know, do you know that in India about 60% of the population belongs to the age group of 5 to 29 years. ठीक है, ये आपको बिल्कुल क्लियर यहाँ पे बता रहे हैं अंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट की सिचुएशन जो यहाँ पर हमारी इंडिया में है. ठीक है, 60% of the population belongs to the age group of 5 to 29 years. Out of this, only 51% are attending educational institutions. सोच लीजिए इतनी पॉपुलेशन में से भी जो 5 to 29 years की, उसमें से 51% जो है उसमें से they are attending educational institutions. Otherwise, rest of the जो हमारे ये इस एज ग्रुप के चिल्ड्रेन हैं या यंग पीपल हैं, वो क्या हैं, वो दे आर डूइंग some type of other type of work. They are engaged in some type of small works like that of the children. Those who are not attending school, where are they going? वो child labor कर रहे हैं. They are working in some restaurants. They are washing some type of utensils in some restaurants or nearby areas. This type of work they are engaged in. And if you see, if these children are to attend schools, we will require more buildings, more teachers. अगर देखिए अगर यही वाले चिल्ड्रेन अगर जो एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस को अटेंड नहीं कर रहे हैं, अगर ये अटेंड करने शुरू करने लगे तो क्या होगा, इससे एम्प्लॉयमेंट ज्यादा क्रिएट होगा. हाउ एम्प्लॉयमेंट विल बी क्रिएटेड? नाउ मोर स्कूल्स विल बी कंस्ट्रक्टेड. मोर स्कूल्स का मतलब है मोर नंबर ऑफ टीचर्स. फिर ज्यादा अगर हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज अवेलेबल करनी है, आर मेड अवेलेबल टू द पीपल इन द विलेज एरिया, रूरल एरियाज, तो ज्यादा हॉस्पिटल्स बनाने पड़ेंगे, ज्यादा डॉक्टर्स आएंगे, ज्यादा नर्सेज भी एम्प्लॉय हो जाएंगी. तो इस तरीके से हमारा एम्प्लॉयमेंट विल बी क्रिएटेड मोर एंड मोर. ठीक है, सो एवरी स्टेट ऑफ रीजन हैज पोटेंशियल फॉर इंक्रीजिंग इनकम एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट फॉर पीपल इन दैट एरिया. इट कुड बी टूरिज्म, रीजनल क्राफ्ट इंडस्ट्री, न्यू सर्विसेज लाइक IT एंड इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, सपोर्ट फ्रॉम गवर्नमेंट. तो अगर ये कुछ ऐसी तरीके की जो इनकम इंक्रीजिंग या एम्प्लॉयमेंट इंक्रीजिंग सर्विसेज हैं, उनको गवर्नमेंट के हेल्प से या एफर्ट से बढ़ाया जा सकता है. इट कैन बी इंक्रीज्ड एंड मोर जॉब्स विल बी क्रिएटेड देन. फॉर एग्जांपल द सेम स्टडी ऑफ द प्लानिंग कमीशन, जो हमारा आज जो आपका अर्स्टवाइल प्लानिंग कमीशन, जो पहले के समय 1951 से प्लानिंग कमीशन हमारा शुरू हुआ था, अभी के समय में उसको हम बोलने लगे नीति आयोग. ओके, वो ये एस्टिमेट लगा रखा है उन्होंने दैट नियरली 20 लाख जॉब्स कैन बी क्रिएटेड इन द एजुकेशन सेक्टर अलोन. सिर्फ एजुकेशन सेक्टर की अगर बात करें तो 20 लाख जॉब्स कैन बी मेड अवेलेबल और क्रिएटेड in the education sector only. Okay, if the students who are not attending schools will start attending the schools. So if you see that every year we give additional employment to more than 35 lakh people. Okay, why? Because these type of services are increasing, like that of tourism, information technology and regional craft industry. इसमें भी काफी सारा employment create होता जा रहा है. We must realize that some of the suggestions discussed above would take a long time to implement. For the short term, we need some quick measure. लेकिन ये वाले जो तरीके हैं वो थोड़ा लॉन्ग टाइम वाले जॉब क्रिएटिंग एफर्ट्स हैं, थोड़ा सा समय ज़्यादा लग जाएगा इसमें. तो इसीलिए जो शॉर्ट टर्म वाले हैं उसके लिए गवर्नमेंट ने क्या करा है, शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए गवर्नमेंट हैड स्टार्टेड इम्प्लीमेंटिंग दिस राइट टू वर्क. ये राइट टू वर्क काम करने का भी जो है everyone is having this right, उसके पास अधिकार है. तो इसके लिए गवर्नमेंट हैज स्टार्टेड मनरेगा स्कीम. ये मनरेगा स्कीम में क्या है, दिस इज महात्मा गांधी नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी एक्ट, जिसमें 100 डेज का एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटीड मिलता है टू एवरी पर्सन इन द विलेज एरियाज. वहां पे देखिए, ऑल दोज हु आर एबल एंड आर इन नीड ऑफ वर्क इन रूरल एरियाज आर गारंटीड 100 डेज एम्प्लॉयमेंट इन अ ईयर बाय गवर्नमेंट. गवर्नमेंट उन्हें एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटेड एम्प्लॉयमेंट देती है. लेकिन अगर गवर्नमेंट प्रोवाइड ना कर पाए 100 डेज का गारंटी एम्प्लॉयमेंट, तो क्या होगा, गवर्नमेंट विल बी गिविंग अलाउंसेस, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट अलाउंसेस टू द पीपल इन प्लेस ऑफ दैट. तो गवर्नमेंट उसको अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट अलाउंसेस देगी अगर वो इस तरीके के 100 डेज की गारंटी एम्प्लॉयमेंट को नहीं प्रोवाइड कर पाए. The types of work that would in future help to increase the production from land will be given प्रेफरेंस अंडर दिस एक्ट। तो इस एक्ट में जो हमारा मनरेगा है उसके हिसाब से मोर नंबर ऑफ पीपल वुड बी गेटिंग job opportunities, right? So in future it will help to increase the production from land also. Okay, so this is what was about how to create more employment indirectly. Okay, so